Sharad Mahendra, Joint MD and CEO at JSW Energy, joining in with us this morning. Very good morning, sir. Thank you so much for joining in with us. Let's start and begin with some of the macro discussion points, especially coming in NDA 3.0 and the debate of policy continuity versus the social spending. What's your expectation on that front from the new government, and how are you seeing that going forward?
I am confident of the continuity of the policies what have been implemented in last 2 3 years, because we are seeing the results of that, which has the all the three major entities, whether the generator, whether the discoms, or whether the end consumer, all have seen the benefit of that. And overall, these structural reforms which were done have paid dividends in terms of the power availability all across has significantly improved. The DISCOM financial health has improved, which has helped generators to meet the requirement, the demand with the way it is growing, and especially the demand growth with the weather conditions, with the manufacturing growth. I think the kind of power demand growth we are seeing is will continue, is what I strongly believe.
So, what do you think is going to be the government's pecking order in Capex? Is it going to be, when it comes to transmission, thermal, renewable, battery storage, etc.?
See, we have to understand the demand growth which is there. If we see that the last year, in terms energy terms, if we talk, maybe close to about 1625 billion units was the consumption last fiscal. And assuming a growth, maybe a conservative growth of 6 to 7% only, I'm not talking of 10, 11%, 9%, what we are seeing in first 2 months. This can be seasonal, but even if we take, that means incremental demand of every year of minimum 125 to 150 billion units, which when we transform into megawatt capacity, it comes to maybe somewhere around 20 gigawatt. Assuming that 5 to 6 gigawatt of thermal capacity will come every year, additional 15 gigawatt demand meeting through wind and solar or hydro means almost 3 times the capacity addition has to happen in this space. So government's announcement of 50 gigawatt is very well planned and thought of, that this is the minimum requirement to take care of the demand, and the significant capacity addition we will see in solar and wind space, which can be in the form of plain solar, plain wind, and also the hybrid or FDRE. But again, with that, the storage also will be there, which is over and above this 50 gigawatt capacity addition, which is there.
Right. Since you did talk about power demand, tell us how it's fared versus what the expectations were in the last few months, and also how much merchant capacity is available to capitalize currently.
In fact, power demand, I will say that the demand growth which we have witnessed in first 2 months of the current fiscal is slightly more than what the industry, what everyone was expecting. The demand growth has been higher when we see last quarter, or previous year as compared to that. But in terms of readiness, we have been ready to take care of this demand opportunity which is there. And we have almost 15% of our capacity which is open and in merchant. We have been able to tie up this available capacity to take advantage of the current demand scenario. And we have been running the plants at a quite higher level of our plant load factor.
Right, what the government at the end of its term NDA 2.0 was also pushing towards green hydrogen, battery storage, etc. Could you tell us a bit more in terms of the latest that's there for JSW Energy around those lines?
See, green hydrogen, as we had said earlier, that in the two areas, one is the green hydrogen and the battery energy storage is the areas we are venturing into. So I'm happy to announce that we have started the project work on right now, as on today when we are talking, which is going to be country's largest green hydrogen project. The project work has started, and we are absolutely confident that this green hydrogen project will get commissioned by definitely by or before June 25. And this is the largest in terms of 3,800 tons of green hydrogen. along with which is equivalent to 25 megawatt of solar capacity. So that project work has started, and we are sure that we'll be start supplying the green hydrogen on or before June 25.
So on this facility, is the entire capacity tied up, and what is the total capex, and what is the kind of funding that's estimated?
Yes, the capacity which of 3,800 tons, what we are setting up is 100% PPA signed with JSW Steel, our captive requirement, because this is something that our group company is also venturing, looking towards and focusing on green steel production. So this is the first step, which will be a good learning both for the user, which is JSW Steel, and for us with such a size of project as a supplier. So I think this is a learning which is going to help us in meeting our requirement, which we have said earlier also, that we have, in addition to this, we have signed an MOU with JSW Steel for 90,000 tons per annum of green hydrogen by 2030. So this is the first step which will enable us to be future ready to take care of a larger requirement of green hydrogen as a supplier by JSW Energy.
Right, and lastly, if you could just share some details in terms of the battery storage project, what is the latest update on that?
See, before I come to where we are on that, I'll just like to touch upon the power demand when we are seeing in India. We are seeing that now also, if we see that we are hearing that the evening peaks, the power demand has reached almost 245, 250 gigawatt hour during the evening peaks, 250 gigawatt. So to meet those requirements and with significant capacity addition happening, which we are seeing in the solar space, I think storage is going to play a very, very important role going forward next 5 years at least to take care of the evening peaks and the morning peaks, which wherein the battery storage plays a very, very important role. And I'm happy to announce that we have started the project work at site, which is going to be one of the Asia's largest battery energy storage project. The work has started, and we are confident that again by Q4 or Q1 of next fiscal, before June 25 in H1 of FY20 calendar year 25, we will be commissioning this also, which is going to be one of the largest, Asia's largest battery energy storage.
Okay, Mr. Mahendra, great to have you on the show. Thank you so much for taking the time out and speaking with us.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to ET Now.